We all live in society, school communities, our country, and even our families and closest friends are societies. So, knowing your role in society, how to behave with others, is very important. But what is more important, society or the individual? I ask myself this question very often. I'm inspired by people who prioritize the well being of others over their own willings. We call them heroes. There are superheroes from movies who protect others, there are real soldiers who risk their lives for others, and there are other people who sacrifice their willings and security to help others. On the other hand, if we never think about our own good, we will never achieve our goals and we will sacrifice something for others and we will do something we don't really like. This topic is always relevant since we always live in society and all people might have their own vision on this problem. The topic was discussed in the modern era, like in my favorite movie Star Wars, where the main hero had a choice to save everyone or to destroy the galaxy and gain power. Honestly, I still struggle to answer this question, but I want to suggest you a theory based on the three stories which were written by different authors in the 20th century. I believe that all our choices unconsciously are based on our feelings, even if we think we want to help others, not ourselves, because we do all the choices by ourselves. In the stories My Greatest Ambition by Maurice Lurie, The Sniper by Liam O'Flaherty, and The Possibility of Evil by Shirley Jackson, authors reveal how society puts pressure on individuals, forcing them to make hard choices, and how all these choices are beneficial for individuals through the actions of main characters describing their feelings and real intentions. Society puts pressure on the individual, limiting the individual's free will, forcing them to make hard choices and to sacrifice something. In The Sniper, the protagonist, the Republican sniper, becomes a pawn in the Civil War where he must work as a sniper due to the conflict in the society. The sniper is forced to take part in the war, kill people. The main character is a young man. He has a face of the student and possibly he has a bright future to live, a long future to live. However, serving society, he becomes a murderer who kills men and women and risks his own life. In the story, he almost died in the battle. He got shot and his arm was paining like a thousand of devils, which means he was really hurt and was nearly to death. But he realizes this only in pain. In pain, he confesses his feelings about his duty, cursing the war, cursing himself, cursing everybody. So the Republican sniper is sacrificing his life in the favor of society and to make his job done. Similarly, in The Possibility of Evil, Miss Rangeworth believes she's acting for the greater good by exposing the evils in her town through anonymous letters. She thinks she's a hero among bad, degraded, and evil society. She thinks that informing about others about possible evils around them is her job. She considers it as a duty and works as hard as she can. She even gets tired sometimes and limits only three letters to not overwork. It was her duty to keep the town alert to the evil that lurked there. She thinks she does it for the good of society because bad society forced her to do it, to fix everything. In My Greatest Ambition by Maurice Lurie, the author reveals how surrounding people affected Nu's failure by making him to give up on his dream of becoming a comic strip artist. His parents didn't really support him. They put pressure on him and made him doubt if the job was a good decision. His father always checked news messages and reminded him that if the firm really wants to work with him, they should send a check. All of the surrounding people around him in school were dreamers who didn't work for their goal, they just dreamed. When Nu's first trial to achieve the dream ended up unsuccessful, he took an example from others, giving up, and he says that he had become, like everyone else, a dreamer. It shows that the pressure from parents and all people in society created a mental barrier which limited Nu's development as an individual and forced him to make a choice to give up on his dream instead of fighting for it. So in all those three stories, main characters were influenced by the society in making their important choices of lifestyle and work. So they prioritized social requirements instead of their own ambitions. Or maybe didn't they Or maybe they didn't really do what society forced them to do, and the choices were made by themselves, and they did it for their own good, and society just helped them to implement their own intentions. Maybe they were just pretending to help society, and in real they helped themselves. So my second claim is listening to others in society and serving the society can help to understand the individual himself and is always beneficial for the individual. Even though in The Sniper the main character becomes a murderer to serve the society, the author leaves some details, clues, to show that deep inside the sniper loved his job, enjoyed it. After the battle between the snipers, the lust of battle died in him, which means he had the lust of battle. He wanted to have a battle between snipers. He really wanted this fight. He loved his job. So, working as a sniper helped him to satisfy his lust. It means that deep inside, the job was interesting for him. Also, author calls him a fanatic, showing that a sniper does his job with enthusiasm. So basically, through serving the society, he had a job that he really liked. On the first look in My Greatest Ambition, it might seem that all the pressure put by parents of Nu and others was bad for Nu, leading him to giving up on his dream. But this attitude from surrounding people helped him to understand himself and decide whether getting the job was really a good decision and if he really wants to become an artist. At the end of the story, Nu says that the dream was risky and unsure, so the failure to achieve the goal might have helped him and protected him from the future troubles and was the best scenario possible. Nu confesses that somehow, right from the beginning, he knew that it was no good. Job was no good. There is probability that he understood everything that the job was not good in the process of growing up, listening to his parents' words, their doubts, and started doubting himself. It means that they were right and helped him to understand the dream was not good. Of course, the primary goal of Miss Strangeware's letters in The Possibility of Evil was to help the society. She thought it was, but unconsciously, she enjoyed writing the letters. It helped her to satisfy her own wishes. The author states that she loved writing letters. He says that besides Miss Strangewares liked writing her letters, so he says that she liked writing the letters, and she was pleased with her letter, so she really enjoyed writing the letters. So through the helping society, she helped herself to find an interesting hobby and a way to express her opinions. So both in The Sniper and The Possibility of Evil, the main characters satisfy their own necessities and desires by doing their service to society, pretending that they're doing this for them, but deep inside they really like their job. And in My Greatest Ambition, Nu realizes what he really wants and what he really thinks due to influence from society. So through serving society, in fact, we help ourselves. In conclusion, as we all live in society, we cannot ignore others' words, necessities, and problems. Society guides us throughout our life and has a large influence on us. But people can't force us to do something. We make choices based on our inner feelings that sometimes are not obvious, and society helps to understand what is better. These three stories illustrate the complex relationship between the individual and society, showing how society helps individual and how individual helps society, how society can serve as a mirror for self-understanding. So when the question is individual or society, we all choose individual, even if we think we are choosing society. In fact, it is individual. And the real question is individual or the individual who pretends to help others. And the answer will always include the word individual.